Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital YouTube channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital spoilers recap for Tuesday, January 30, reveals that Ivor Jerome seemed a little unsettled by the ramped-up security on sunny Corinthos Island, but she was glad Avery Corinthos was well protected with a guard and her nanny. Talk turned to the questions Avery had been asking about Nina Corinthos, so Sunny realized he needed to speak with Avery and asked Ava to stay. Avery was confused about Nina's sudden disappearance from the penthouse, but Sunny offered a vague explanation about things being complicated for adults and said Nina would be living apart from him for a while. When Avery wondered if she'd see Nina again, Ava piped up to reassure her and pointed out that Nina still loved her just as much. Once they were alone again, Sunny thanked Nina and dodged Ava's questions about Nina's current situation. Meanwhile, Dex found one of Sunny's security guards unconscious at the gate and became alarmed. After Dex grabbed the radio to warn Sunny about a man down, Sunny helped Ava run for cover. At GH, Laura Collins gave Portia Robinson Curtis Ashford and Marshall Ashford news on Esme Prince being headed for Paris. Portia frantically tried to call Trina Robinson, but all she got was her voicemail. Laura also tried to reach Spencer Cassadine, but the connection had too much static to get any kind of warning across. Later, Curtis and Portia made plans to join Laura on the ELQ jet, so they were all Paris-bound. Spencer surprised Trina on a ship and discussed plans to cruise down the Seine before spending the night in Normandy. Trina opened up about how much Spencer had changed her world for the better, but he felt like that was even truer for him. Spencer promised Trina he'd love her forever before they shared a romantic kiss. Once Spencer took Trina to their room for the night, they made love before he got up to grab them some snacks. Over with Esme, she had a syringe and duct tape in her bag. Esme ultimately snuck on board the ship and knocked out a ship employee before dragging him away. Spencer came along and saw a trail of blood, so he looked uneasy, and back in Trina's room, she was taken aback as Esme entered and glared at her. At Pentonville, Anna Devane and Jordan Ashford met with John Brennan, who wanted full immunity, and all the charges dropped in exchange for information. Anna argued that Brennan's life was more valuable than his freedom, and wondered how long he'd last if Sunny Corinthos sent someone after him. Brennan finally agreed to offer up info, so he talked about the 500 mixed weapons that the WSB confiscated in 2019 before they went missing. The weapons were stolen and were now being sold at a high price, so Brennan suggested finding the seller would lead to the shooter. Brennan claimed he had divulged everything he knew, but it still seemed like he was playing games as he told Anna that he'd see her soon. At the courthouse, Hamilton Finn told Martin Gray not to pursue the new strategy since he couldn't risk Mrs. Muldoon facing jail time. After Tracy Quartermain had a little talk with Mrs. Muldoon in the hallway, Mrs. Muldoon asked Diane Miller to drop the lawsuit. Diane performed everything her client asked, therefore the judge eventually dismissed the case. Mrs. Muldoon sought to talk with Finn privately and apologized because Tracy told him about Mr. Muldoon setting him up. Since Finn was so understanding about the whole incident, Mrs. Muldoon said she'd never forget his kindness and thought Violet Finn was blessed to have him as a father. Elizabeth Baldwin witnessed the incident nearby and congratulated Finn for having compassion, but Finn insisted he was no hero. As for this whole incident, Finn recognized that he wasn't defined by becoming a doctor and that he'd be OK as long as he always had his loved ones. Gregory Chase was skeptical of what Tracy did, so he grilled her about the significant payment to Mrs. Muldoon's fundraising website that just happened to come in precisely when the case was dismissed. Tracy and Gregory spoke in hypotheticals, but he basically thanked her for being a good friend to Finn and felt he owed her a debt, one Tracy believed she'd ever pay on. General Hospital spoilers claim Finn's legal drama is now ended, so stay tuned for details on what plot might be coming up next for him. CDLs where you want to be for hot General Hospital spoilers, updates and news, so make us your main GH source. General Hospital spoilers for Wednesday, January 31, state that Carly Spencer will offer reassurance to her team at Crimson, as there'll allegedly be some questions about whether she can handle taking over for Nina Corinthos. However, Carly will have great ideas to make the magazine even better. Starting with a collaboration that she'll present to Tracy Quartermaine. It looks like Carly will aim to strike a new contract between Crimson and Deception, so she'll suggest this is an opportunity that Tracy can't afford to miss. There'll also be a meeting at Deception about Carly's offer, so Maxie Jones will push for information when she sits with Sasha Gilmore and Brooke Lynn Quartermaine. Sasha and Maxie may be uneasy about moving forward with this agreement, since they'll undoubtedly feel like they're betraying Nina. Nevertheless, business is business, therefore Maxie and Sasha might also have to accept that this offer could be highly lucrative. Although Tracy will have some qualms about Carly's Crimson takeover, can she finally reach an understanding with her? Meanwhile, Nina will appear to speak to a reporter, but she will make her response brief and insist that is all she has to say on the record. Lois Cerullo will corner Olivia Quartermaine so they can talk. Lois acknowledges that if she left it up to Olivia, they might never talk again. That would shatter Lois' heart, so she hopes to reconcile with Olivia on Wednesday's GH episode and rekindle their friendship. In Puerto Rico, Sonny Corinthos and Dex Heller will do everything they can to keep Ava Jerome safe during the impending firefight. There will be some tense moments as Ava and Sonny continue to seek cover while Dex returns fire on the threat spreading havoc. Ava will stress about an enemy targeting them all the way to Puerto Rico, and she will undoubtedly be concerned about Avery Corinthos' safety. Spencer Cassadine, who is in Paris, had recently discovered a trail of blood on the ship, implying that Esme Prince killed the employee. Meanwhile, Esme has caught Trina Robinson alone, setting up a dramatic showdown. Spencer will eventually come face to face with Esme again, and she will warn him about the dreadful things that will happen if he does not do precisely what she says. Spencer will do everything it takes to defend Trina, even if it means sacrificing himself. Spencer's only concern in that moment will be Trina's protection. Esme brought a syringe and duct tape, so they will undoubtedly come into use at some point. Will Esme subdue Trina while dealing with Spencer? Regardless, things aren't looking good for Spencer, since this will be his final air date, at least until Nicholas Alexander Chavez's leave of absence expires many months later. Will Spencer be tossed overboard following an altercation with Esme? Could Trina recover consciousness and eventually attack Esme from behind? We know Trina will eventually turn the tables on Esme in a wonderful moment of payback, so keep that in mind. According to General Hospital teasers, Spencer may be presumed dead shortly, so stay tuned for updates on the heartbreaking news that awaits his family. Make CDL your go-to destination for compelling General Hospital spoilers, news, and updates. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.